Welcome to Divine Love Tarot. I want to thank you and welcome you to my channel, whether it's your first time here or you return viewer or subscriber. I hope that this message resonates and helps you in some way. If you find that it doesn't, just keep in mind that this is a general reading and they do not resonate for everyone. And you may want to check out your moon sign, your rising sign, or even your Venus sign, because sometimes those are more prominent in your chart. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get into your reading. All right, Gemini. So let's go ahead and get this show on the road. You know what? Let me put my phone on Do Not Disturb so that we can not be disturbed. Because all of a sudden, when I start your reading, it's like everything's going off. Okay. So right now, you're dealing with some temporary setbacks in your relationship. Maybe some minor bickering, minor arguments. Not quite seeing eye to eye on something, but it's not that big of a deal because at the end of the day, it's either one of two things. Either at the end of the day, you guys are, really close and you're really solid as far as your relationship, or you're not seeing eye to eye on as far as taking things to the next level, okay? And I feel like looking at these cards, I'm thinking that's more what it is, okay? I think one person wants to take things to the next level, the other person not so much, okay? What this other person that you're dealing with is thinking, well, they're thinking that you're being difficult, okay? They're thinking that you're just creating a lot of conflict and that you're possibly even playing mind games with them, all right? Clarifying that we've got the Judgment in reverse, which means that, they're kind of questioning their decisions as far as, even being in the situation with you. They're feeling like they made a mistake, okay? But it's also kind of fearing the unknown, okay? They're not quite sure. I think at one point they were kind of sure that this was it, that you were the one, or that they were going to make it work with you no matter what you were doing or saying. And now they're starting to realize, like, you know what? I'm not so sure. For others, I think if this person walked away from you, if there's been a temporary break, they're thinking like they made a mistake and they're trying to work their way back, okay? What they're feeling, they're not feeling anything. They're not feeling love. They're not feeling supported. Their ego's bruised. They're just like, yo, what's going on, okay? But they're also definitely not happy with the state of things. For some, this person's not happy being single, all right? This situation is making them feel very insecure. Very insecure. Maybe they're not used to feeling insecure, or maybe just the fact that they don't know if they're going to be able to get to the next level with you is making them feel insecure, right? And it's making them act funny also. I think that for some of my gems, you are not interested in taking things to the next level. Not that you're not interested in this person, but I don't think that you feel like this person is someone you can go to the next level with because you don't trust them, all right? You don't trust them. And you feel like they're very manipulative. You feel like they seduced you, or that they may use sex as a way of getting you to come around. So you feel like they're just dragging it out, okay? But you also see where they are being a little bit manipulative, okay? You can see you see behind the smoke in the mirrors now, okay? I think you see you're seeing the forest for the trees, and you're just like, I don't know. I kind of want to do my own thing. I kind of want to be out here. Yes, sexually, I think you're responsive, okay? But for some reason, though, you're still here, though, Gemini. You're not moving away from the situation. And I think it is the sex that is keeping some of you here in the situation. I don't think it's necessarily emotions, all right? Because you feel like things are very one-sided, okay? You feel like things are very one-sided, that there's no reciprocity in this situation. I think you feel like you do more than you do more, you put more effort, or you have in the past put more effort in the situation than this other person, all right? And also, you feel sort of trapped, and you're starting to realize what the trap is, okay? I think you're realizing that this manipulation and that this, seduction is the trap, right? Because behind it, what is this person really showing you? Other than their their need, their need to be satisfied, or maybe you're an ego boost, or normally you're an ego boost for them, right? But they're not getting what they want from you, and because they're not getting what they want from you, they're saying that you're being difficult. Now, I'm not going to say that maybe you haven't been luring them with sex, because it's almost like you're playing their game now. All right, some of you may be playing their game, and you're like, yeah, since you want to use sex, let's use the sex. But what they're not realizing is that it's not changing how you feel. It's not changing the fact that in this situation, you feel like you are beholden to them somehow, or like you're a slave to them, or you realizing where, you're not getting anywhere that you want to get with this person. All right. And again, what are you thinking? Well, you're thinking that this is a big manipulation. You're thinking that this person has seduced their way into the situation, but at the end of the day, they don't have anything to offer. They've got nothing to offer you. They've got nothing to show. They leave you feeling insecure, right? So you're in your mind, you're like, yo, there's nothing here. This table is barren. And so, yeah, maybe it's not a big deal to you because you've already felt this way. I feel like you've been feeling this way, Gemini. And gosh, this reading has gone like majorly quick, but I think that it's just sometimes things just jump out, And if this is someone that you've just met, okay, let me backtrack a little bit, because I feel like I really was like a dog with a bone on one particular story, because I could see it right away. It was like, okay, this person is not getting what they want from you, and they're feeling some type of way about it, and they feel like you're manipulating them, but really you're just playing the game that they've been playing with you. Even though I don't think they think it's a game. I don't think that they've been purposefully playing a game. I don't think they purposefully manipulate you, Gemini. I think they just don't know anything else. They don't know another way. Okay? But you've picked up on that. And I think maybe in the past they got over on you. But now you're like, because you're here. You're still here, right? You're unable to kind of let this go. So I think you're just kind of toying with them. And it's like, do you want more from them, or are you just playing games because you're like, you know what, they keep showing up and you feel like they've jerked you around before, so you're just going to, give them a little taste of their own medicine. Which, careful, because we don't usually like to fight fire with fire, but you don't feel like you can trust this person at all. All right? You definitely don't think you can trust them. And I think you feel like they really don't have anything solid to offer you as far as a long-term relationship is concerned. Okay? Yeah, and I think that maybe this situation has kind of left you emotionally scarred before. Or a familiar. This is a situation that is familiar to you, and you've seen this story before. You've seen this movie before, and you know how it ends. So you're like, listen, if you want to mess around, if you want to have some sexy time, great. But other than that, I got nothing to give this situation, because I know where this goes. Yeah, and it makes you a little bit anxious too. But there's something unresolved here, I feel like, because it's the Sun card. So yeah, you guys are not on the same page. But again, unless you guys have already broken up and you're just kind of like, feeling each other out one more time, or this person's coming back around the mountain and you're just like, let me give you what you came for. Oh, we playing this game again. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm ready this time. And they're like, wait, it's not working. How come this isn't working? Because Gemini is nobody's fool. Okay? So let me go ahead. I'm sorry, this is a fast reading, but hey, it is what it is. Oh, I'm sorry, I skipped it. If you just met someone, Gemini, if you've just met someone, I feel like this person has a lot of things that they're dealing with. Their confidence definitely is very low. So you want to be careful because even though, you're attracted to them and you're in it for the sexual, activities. You're in it for that. You're here for a little bit of that. I think, my theme for the last month or so has just been honest. Just be honest, because this person's very fragile, it looks like. They've had a lot of disappointments in love. They're trying to get over a disappointment. So, don't lead them on, or don't let them think that there's going to be something if you don't intend for there to be anything, okay? And if you are dealing with a Gemini, if you're cross-watching, don't be afraid. It's better to know than to just pretend like you're not sure what's going on. Let's just see what this goes. If you feel like this person isn't really serious about you, that you have nothing to lose if you ask. Because if they are serious about you, then you know. And if they're playing you, you'll figure it out. Okay? But don't just let somebody play with you. And that goes both ways. Don't just ever let anybody just play with you. Especially if you want more. If you're just here to play, then that's cool, all right? But if you want more than that, then be straight up about it. And, don't drag your feet on the way out if this person isn't, being serious with you. Okay? Now let's see what the romance angels have to say about all this. They say soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. But I'm also doing the bottom. And it says, love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. So I feel like this is a perfect combination. And here's why. Yes, this person may be your soulmate. And now, when I say soulmate, okay, soulmate doesn't mean forever love. Some soulmates come into your life to definitely teach you a lesson, okay? And so what is the lesson that you're supposed to learn from this person? Well, love yourself first. All right, when you love yourself first, that means that you know how to set decent boundaries. You know how to set those boundaries and not allow people to toy with you, to play with you. You don't allow people to take you for granted, use you, none of that, okay? So in this situation, I feel like we have two people who have been succumbing to their bad habits. The ways that they've created, based off of past history, how to deal with relationships. And so it may not necessarily be that, again, this person meant to manipulate you. It just is manipulation because, again, I don't think they know another way. Why don't they know another way? Well, because they need to work on loving themselves also. And so here we have the opportunity to be kind of like a mirror towards each other, because if you start acting with more self-respect, right? And you know what? And even having that honest conversation where you need to maybe hit them to some game. Be like, listen, it's great that you're attractive, or that I'm attractive, or that we're attracted to each other. But really, like, you need to bring more to the table in order to get me to be serious about this situation. Because I think that you could be serious with this person if you felt like they had more to offer you than some fun and games, an ego trip, I think that if this person knew their worth, and, maybe Gemini, you can work on that also. So let me go ahead and read the cards. Soulmate says, you chose this card because you wonder if a certain person is your soulmate. And the answer is yes. As we all do, you have many soulmates, beings with whom you share a mystical soul connection and life path. Soulmates incarnate with the plan of coming together for mutual spiritual and personal growth. As you suspected, the person you're inquiring about is one of yours. That sense of familiarity and comfort you felt when you first met also indicates your soulmate bond. This card sometimes comes to those who ask, when will my soulmate come? Or when will I meet my soulmate? Or will I ever meet my soulmate? Okay? As validation that this will occur. Many times this is a person whom you already know. Although romantic sparks didn't fly at first, you'll have another opportunity to explore passion together. Alright, so then let's move on to love yourself first. And it says, if you desire more romance, first look at yourself in a caring and non-critical way, of course. The more you love who you are, the greater your capacity to feel loved by others. This means trusting yourself to take good care of you, and it may entail becoming more assertive. Don't worry, you can still be very lovable while affirming your boundaries. Perhaps this means spending some time alone instead of in a relationship. During this period, you can delve into introspection to understand the patterns of your love life. Ultimately, you can take responsibility for attracting and agreeing to every relationship you've had. To heal your heart, find the blessing and lessons you've gained from each one. For instance, you've become stronger, more independent, or more patient as a result of your prior partnerships. If so, let everything else from the past go except for the lesson and the love. Okay? This card emphasizes the importance of loving yourself first, especially as you prepare for your next relationship or heal the one you are in. As you gain self respect, you'll begin attracting more loving people into your life. This will lead to healthy friendships and romances based upon mutual respect. Okay, my Geminis. So, if you are a Gemini and you are in a relationship or you are dealing with someone who you feel like is trying to seduce you, right? If you want more from this person, then you need to set loving boundaries, okay? And if this person rises to the occasion, then you know this is something that you can nurture. You know that it's just, hey, we've got one to grow on here. We've got to, put in some work, but it can work, okay? Because if there's genuine love there, then go ahead and work towards building a foundation. Now, if you set those boundaries and that person doesn't respect your boundaries or that person kind of fades away, then hey, it is what it is. You see it for what it is now. You can, wipe your hands of it and be done. All right? If you're seeing a Gemini and you are not sure how this Gemini feels, or you feel like this Gemini is playing games with you, then you need to work on setting those boundaries, okay? You need to work on setting boundaries for yourself and loving yourself first and realizing what you should and shouldn't accept in a relationship, all right? And respecting yourself by not allowing someone to use you in a relationship if you want more. Again, I said if you just want to play games, but this Four of Wands here is letting me know I think you want more. Underneath all the games, I feel like you want more, and I feel like there is more here as long as we balance some of this give and take, okay? And we start having a healthy flow of give and take versus one person requiring the other person to make all the moves or do everything or carry the burden of the responsibility in the relationship. All right, Gemini, so that has been your April relationship reading. If you guys would like a more personalized reading, you can go ahead and hit me up. Let me know in the comments what the deal is. Are you the Gemini? Are you cross-watching because you're dealing with a Gemini? Make sure if you enjoyed the video that you like it and that you're subscribed to the channel so that you don't miss any more of my content. All right, guys, so I will definitely see you next month. Bye, Gemini.